us from Silicon Valley. Now, for more on this, I'm joined by senior writer and video host at TechCrunch, Katie Roof. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So we saw that other than Silicon Valley employee donations, that Alphabet, Facebook, and Apple also contributed significantly to lobbying this year on a wide range of issues. So just to recap, what were some of the key issues for Silicon Valley voters?
Sure. Well, a lot of people here are pretty passionate about immigration, and so the H-1B visa issue specifically impacts a lot of people here because you have engineers and other skilled people from other countries, particularly India and China, and they're coming here for jobs, and they want to be able to continue to do that. And so Trump's strong rhetoric against immigration, well, he's been both for and against H-1B visas, has scared a lot of people here.
And for people who aren't familiar, the H-1B visas are non-immigrant visas for people in specialized fields, and there are only 65,000 available each year. So if this is scrapped, what does that mean then in terms of wooing international talent to Silicon Valley?
Yeah, that would be a pretty scary thought for a lot of these tech companies here who really rely on that. I mean, if anything, they've been advocating for a lot more of those visas, and they were hoping to make it easier for those people to stay here longer term. So if he were to move backwards on that and to take it in a different direction, a lot of tech leaders would be upset. A lot of tech employees would be upset because they have it's really hard to find high-skilled engineers and developers, and so they're looking to other countries to find a lot of these people.
Now, as we already know, Donald Trump wants to bring back these coal and manufacturing jobs. So it almost seems like the opposite. You have Silicon Valley moving to a more streamlined, more modern workforce. So is there some sort of middle ground there? Perhaps, as you said, something about like perhaps filling the skills gap?
Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of strong rhetoric, but maybe not a clear policy laid out. So I don't really know how he's going to bring a lot of those manufacturing jobs back. Globalization is almost inevitable at this point, and while it's very unfortunate that a lot of people in this country have lost their jobs, I think a different way to look at it, or a lot of people here seem to feel that there are other ways to focus on job creation and new types of jobs instead of trying to focus on the jobs of the past. A lot of those manufacturing jobs have gone to other countries such as China and other countries because that is what is the easiest for a lot of these companies to afford. They don't have to pay as much for some of these employees, and so at this point, if they were to bring those jobs back here, that would raise some of the prices of products to the point where they couldn't compete, and so it's just not realistic for some businesses. So I'm not sure exactly what will happen there, but it's very hard for me to picture a lot of these manufacturing jobs coming back.
Now, one thing we did see that with companies like Tesla, companies that rely on renewable energy as their central theme, how worried should they be at this point?
Well, I mean, they're probably not too happy about it. Trump is not in favor of environmental policies as far as we could tell. It sounds like he supports people who don't believe in climate change. And so really anything that's involved with improving the environment may not have a good relationship with Trump. But then again, he's a wild card candidate. People here don't know what he'll really do because he changes his mind very often. So people are preparing for the worst and hoping for the best.
Now, one thing we saw as Mark was reporting, there's a lot of this back and forth with Amazon and Trump has actually criticized companies like Amazon, accusing them of not paying their fair share when it comes to taxes. So what are the expectations then when it comes for Washington's corporate tax repatriation?
Sure. Well, so that would be interesting because Trump himself doesn't pay taxes, so I don't even know how he could accuse anyone of not paying enough taxes. But so the issue he has with Jeff Bezos is really beyond this. So Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post, which has been very critical of Donald Trump, and so they hadn't really been getting along. Amazon stock even at first went down on the news that Trump was elected, although Jeff Bezos did offer congratulations for him today, and so he's going to try to play nice and work together with Trump. But yeah, Trump is very vengeful, and so people who have come out and said negative things about him, he may try to get back at them. He openly talks about how he tries to get back at people 10 times harder. So
certainly something we'll have to keep an eye on going forward. Unfortunately, we'll have to leave it there. Senior writer and video host at TechCrunch, Katie Roof.